Doc on the Run. We help injured runners run.
If you have the same kind of soreness in both the right and left leg, no matter which muscle group it is, it's more likely just a consequence of delayed onset muscle soreness because you had a super hard workout. Now, icing really doesn't help delayed onset muscle soreness at all, but there are some things that you can do if you get that. Massage can help. I mean, I personally use a stick massage roller to roll out those kinks, and I do go see a massage therapist occasionally, although I rarely truthfully have time to see a qualified sports massage therapist who specializes in treating runners very much. And he can also help. If you have delayed onset muscle soreness, if you sit in a hot tub, it's going to be much better for you than sitting in an ice bath, because delayed onset muscle soreness is not an inflammatory condition. The application of heat or sitting in a hot tub is much more likely to increase the blood flow, mobilize and get those metabolic waste products out of there, and help the irritated muscles, reduce that muscle soreness. So you just have to remember that soreness isn't always bad. You're simply going to have some soreness if you're going to get stronger. That's okay. After all, no pain, no gain. The key isn't to try to avoid discomfort or even to try to avoid pain. The goal is to learn how to identify the types of pain that may be signaling an actual overtraining injury. And because most overtraining injuries are accompanied by an overactive inflammatory response, you may want to use ice and apply ice to help calm those down. But it's something you really have to consider. Inflammation is necessary to help heal any injury in the early stages. Chronic overtraining injuries are a consequence of that small injury which develops into an inflammatory response. That small inflammatory response then builds and accelerates over time because there's a persistent injury in the form of repetitive bouts of training that continue to beat up that one anatomic part, and it's simply failing to completely recover before your next workout. Now, the application of heat, like sitting in a hot tub, can assist in the inflammatory process. It can actually help it, and that'll help increase blood flow, help wash away those metabolic waste products. In the case of delayed onset muscle soreness and generalized achiness or tendon stiffness, that might be a really good thing. But in the case of a true overtraining injury like a stress fracture, a muscle strain, or an overuse of a tendon injury like Achilles tendonitis, it may be more beneficial to apply ice. Of course, most endurance athletes are aware that inflammation can turn into this chronic problem that prevents healing, and for that reason, post-workout ice baths have been really popular for some time, but you don't necessarily always need to do an ice bath. Just remember, don't ever forget that your goal with any workout is to actually incite just the right amount of tissue damage. And after that workout, when your tissues heal, they become stronger. So you don't get stronger when you run, you get stronger when you rest. Just make sure you understand the difference between different forms of soreness and what they mean to you as a training athlete. Use heat to your advantage when it's appropriate. Use ice when you need it. And when in doubt, talk to somebody who's an expert before any focal tenderness evolves into a true overtraining injury. You just have to remember that if it's pinpoint tenderness, if it's in one spot, if it's asymmetric, then you might want to ice that and to calm it down. But if it's generalized soreness and achiness, then heat is probably going to be much better for you. But again, if you're ever confused, talk to your coach, talk to your doctor, talk to somebody who can answer those questions for you so you can do the right thing, stay on track, and keep running, keep training, and get back to running sooner.
Doc on the Run. We help injured runners run.